All right, boys, let's hop into this. So, pretty much what I want to go over today is this little continuation strategy I have kind of been playing with. Um, it's been it's been working out, really well. Um, and I just kind of want to give you guys an idea of how I'm doing it in a way. Like I've been using it in Asia. I used it this morning because I did not take that Judas trade. I tried to stay away from that 15-second time frame. It was a tough entry. Yes, it played out and everything, but overall, I kind of just wanted to see something better, if that makes sense. But yeah, I want to get into the trade that I did end up taking, why it was valid, kind of, all that good stuff. Um, so yeah, let's hop into this. I took it off my chart. I totally forgot when I. Yeah, I entered like here. All right. So first things first. Let me adjust my chart. All right. So this continuation strategy, right? Three concepts that you got to focus on. Number one being draw on liquidity, right? Key level, the key levels, gaps, session highs and lows, previous day highs and lows, you know the drill. You have to have that drawn liquidity in mind, and you're 90 to 100% sure we're going to be going down to that drawn liquidity, within the next couple displacing moves. Um, Once you have that, you look for displacement towards that direction, um, towards the draw. And third, notice where price needs to trend towards. And what that means is literally just zoom out. If I zoom out here, and let me go into replay mode for you. If I zoom out on the chart, I'm gonna go to even the 15-minute time frame. I know we have that 4-hour gap that I really wanted to see us hit. Why wouldn't we go down there? There's no reason. We're having these failure swings. There's, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 6 failure swings to take out this high again. It seems pretty protected to me. We're not gonna go up. We're not gonna go up again. Um, with that also being said, you notice, the low resistance liquidity we have down here as well that I'm always talking about. This seems like a prime time for us to dump and go mitigate that 4-hour gap before going higher. Because obviously, overall we are looking pretty bullish, right, on the daily and the 4-hour chart. We still have all those orders above us that we need to fill. Let me just zoom out for you just so you can see. Obviously, right, overall bullish. I still want us to take out all-time highs and everything like that. But for the time being, you need to have retracements towards those draws on liquidity, being this 4-hour gap. Now, if I zoom out here, oh no, this wasn't. I'm trying to figure out where my entry was. Oh yes, yeah, right here. Okay. So number one, draw on liquidity. Boom. I got my 4-hour gap. That's where I want price to go. Next, all I need to do is see displacement towards that draw. What are we doing here? We made a failure swing again. And look at this 5-minute candle, followed by this 5-minute candle. We can zoom in on the 1-minute chart even. I'm just waiting for the displacing candle, if that makes sense. Boom. Another failure swing, and this is on the 1-minute chart. I'm just waiting for that displacement. We get it here. I want to maybe follow it up one more time. Boom. I'm in there. That's my entry. Why? Because I saw displacement towards my draw on liquidity. We've made failure swings. Boom. And I want price to mitigate this 4-hour gap. That's it. And obviously, you can see we had, let me pull it up. We had Asia lows and London stacked lows down here as well. So that's just another, that's more of a reason why price should be drawing towards that 4-hour gap. So if I would hop in, I hopped in here, watch the displacement that follows through, right? Exactly what you want to see. Now when Asia gets taken, that's my break-even point for me. Boom, break even here, and we follow through right down to that 4-hour gap. It's that simple. Draw on liquidity, you need to see displacement, and just get a good entry, you know, like be discretionary with your trading, get a good entry, and just ride it down, you know, like, and always have your stops protected at like, you know, a protected high, if that makes sense. I don't want to be in the trade anymore if price comes back up here, because that would just be like, you know, chopping in a range pretty much. But since I had that 4-hour gap that I really wanted price to go down towards, that was my main draw on liquidity, that 4-hour gap. And what did price do? Dumped right down to that 4-hour gap. And yeah, like obviously, you know, with the PB continuation strategy and stuff, it's different. You gotta wait for, you know, that gap tap into a 5-minute or the 15-minute or 1 hour, whatever you're given in that present moment. But in this case, look at the chart on the 5-minute. Did we tap a gap? No. Did we tap a gap on the 15? No. So this kind of just gave me like that early entry, but it's still a continuation trade because I want us to continue going lower to that 4-hour gap, if that makes sense. But try to play around with the strategy a little bit, you know, like even for example, let me pop this off the screen. Let me go back to even like here. So obviously maybe at this point you might be waiting for this continuation trade to play. You want this 5-minute to get hit, or I think it actually becomes a 15-minute gap as well. But we don't get that, you know, we don't get the tap, and that's okay. Let me see. So yeah, so this is the candle that forms the 15, but we don't get it. That's fine. What you can do is realize that price is probably still going to go lower. So the next displacing candle, just enter. Have a good protected stop loss. You know, you can either put it at this high or even like the 15, but this high would be fine in this case because you're just targeting almost like a 1-to-1, pretty much. And then from here, well, you can see watch price displace. Boom. It's a continuation towards your set draw on liquidity with good displacement. That's all it is. And this works all the time. I see it play out all the time. But like in this case, just like a day like today, this was a perfect textbook continuation type of setup. And we can even go back to yesterday, that Asia session trade that I ended up taking. You can see here, just like the PB strategy, right? We tapped into this 15-minute gap. Okay, from here, I still wanted this 4-hour gap to get mitigated. And I was honestly hoping it would last night in Asia. That's kind of why I took this trade. But you'll see here, the next 5-minute displacing candle, I'm in. That's enough displacement for me after tapping the 15. Look at the 15-minute rejection that we're having. We should be going lower from this point. Stop loss, you could I put it at this high, I believe. It's the 15. Yeah, above the 15. So I'm pretty much just banking on this 15-minute holding and sending us lower. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's fine with me. Now from this point, look at the displacement we had, the good delivery, boom. Once we take out this low, I trailed my stop to like the middle of this because I was about to go to bed. Unfortunately, we do get trailed out for, you know, over a 1-to-1. So that's fine. But yeah, and pretty much we left the 4-hour gap for this morning in AM session, so that's fine. But yeah, just another little continuation trade I took that worked out perfectly. You know, and keep in mind this is on the 5-minute chart, so this is a lot of profit. You know, like this is a lot of profit. I'm trying to, how many points was this? Over 50, it was like 50 points. Quick 50 points, Asia session, boom, banged out. And same thing coming this morning. I saw the displacement. I liked it. I targeted that 4-hour gap because we had all this liquidity built up for us. There was no reason in my mind that we would not take out that 4-hour gap. And that's that. Nice and simple. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the Discord. Just send it in one of the tabs. I'll read it. And yeah, play around with this a little bit. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on Monday. Peace out.